Switching gears now, let's head over to the pitch in Williamstown as the Wood County Christian Wildcats hosted the Williamstown Yellow Jackets in soccer. Williamstown looking to score the first goal as Mason Mercer steals the ball here from the Wood County Christian defense. Look at these couple nice moves here, but kick sails wide, still 0-0. Wildcats now set up after a foul, but Cameron Coppernoll kicks it way out of reach for anyone to get it ahead on it, and it goes back to Williamstown. Williamstown Cole Biddle uses the long kick. It bounces by a defender, Xavier Graber, looking to set up a play. He has Nate nicely open there on the right. He's scurrying away, nicely passes it, great cross, but Jan Brombacher pushes the shot wide. It's Coppernoll using some nice dribble skills here with the ball, but Connor Burdine comes up with the defensive play, forcing the ball out of bounds. The first half was all about missed opportunities. Both schools had great chances at converting their opportunities into goals, but were unable to get the finishes. It was 0-0 at halftime, but Williamstown did go on to win this one by the final score of 1-0.